Starting at level 12, the Oldberg is a great place to level up your bottom fishing skill. And the ideal way to do that is at one of those classic spots, where you can catch grass carp and common carp, but also Gibel Carp, Crucian Carp, and Tench. And there it goes. All three rods are already beeping like crazy. That's exactly how it's supposed to be. Right now, I'm just testing one of those classic bait combos again, which has been working quite well lately. And my targets here are Gibel Carp, Crucian Carp, and Tench. So fish that aren't super huge, but you can catch really nice sized specimens for their species. And that means we're catching fish here that, because of their size for the species, also bring solid XP and a bit of silver. Totally worth it. Ah, that one just slipped off, unfortunately. We'll cast that one right back out. There we go. Cast out again. This whole setup works well once you've got your first larger feeder set up. Because with just the small beginner feeder set, this spot might be a little too risky. I'd recommend staying longer at Windenbach or Mosquito Lake or even at Elk Lake, just sticking with smaller fish for now. But as soon as you've got a decent feeder set, maybe 2 HSV reels or even 3, or you've already got your first Fortuna carp rods and don't necessarily want to jump right into carp fishing, then this is a great spot. In terms of position, classic spot here at Oldberg, one that always works. But what you always have to test are the flavors, and that's exactly what I'm testing now. The weather is cold right now. And what works well in cold conditions? Protein-rich and fatty baits. So I'm using coconut and cream here. Here, like I said, it's pretty chilly out. By the way, eel fishing is also working well at the usual spots, so if you're up for that, definitely try some eel fishing here at the Oldberg in this kind of weather. Or like I'm doing, just keep working on your bottom fishing skill. What I still need here is a proper ground bait mix. So here we are, 15 minutes at the spot, tons of Gibel Carp and Crucians, but also some really nice Tench in the mix. What's missing now is a solid bait mix. Now, maybe Gibel and Crucians aren't your preferred targets. You can also fish for those quite well at Mosquito Lake. In the last video, I showed how to do that. But if you're here for Tench, then we'll put together a proper ground bait for Tench right now. And the idea is we try to drive off the Gibel and Crucians with the bait mix and boost the Tench population. That's the goal. More Tench at the spot. So let's put together a Tench bait mix. Feels like it's working pretty well already, or is there still a fish on? Anyway, the frequency is actually really good. Nothing to complain about here. I'm quite satisfied so far. All right, let's go into it now. Bait mix. We're going to build a Tench ground bait. The key base for a Tench mix is always cornmeal. That just works really well. So that's the foundation. Also essential and found in the original Tench mix is hemp oil. So that goes in as well. That gives us 2 really important ingredients. Now we've got room to play a bit. I always like to add corn as another component, and then we can get a little creative. Right now I'm using coconut and cream as hook baits, and that combo tends to work quite well. Same goes for cream feed pellets. Both options are great. Now we'll also throw in some milk powder. That gives us a solid base combo for Tench fishing. If you want to throw the mix by hand as balls, you can also add condensed milk. That works really well, but I can't use that here in the dry mix, only in ball form. So now the ground bait is ready, load it into the PVA bag, and we're casting it out. We'll pull in a few more fish and start influencing the spot. So out it goes, 17 meters, straight out there. Let's bring this one in too, and we'll take a look at the setup shortly. Casting out again, and rod number 3. Something's already on. There we go, another Crucian Carp. Let's refresh the spot again with the ground bait. This is what the setup looks like right now. I'm fishing pretty heavy right now, but you don't need to go that big. For Tench, something like 9 to 12 kilograms leader strength is totally fine. Hook size 1 is already a good size for Tench. As for bait, coconut cream pellets, and coconut cream boilies, that fits well. Size 14, size 16, those sizes work nicely. And now we cast back out, again at 17 meters with clip. That lands us right in the target area, on that drop-off ledge. This is the classic zone where you also often catch grass carp. If you're aiming for bigger fish, try out some other baits. Maybe blackberry or red currant is working right now. Honeydew melon also works well from time to time. Try them here in the same area, still using the 17-meter clip, right here at 2167. Those are the go-to coordinates for carp fishing at the Oldberg. And the last rod, first one to beep again. Looks like the bait mix is working right away. And now we can keep going, or try out some other spots. Not just this top area, but also this corner down here. That little area usually works well. Or down here at the heel of the foot-shaped peninsula, also a good place for tench. There's a large green patch of vegetation here. Tench love that area. Or just up front, where you usually catch eel and show up there too. And off we go again. And there they are, the bigger tench. Yes, that's how it should be. So get to the spot, go for tench, gain skill points, and earn silver on the side, so you can keep crafting bait mixes, getting your bait supplies ready, all of which are super important jobs. And if you want more info about bottom fishing, just check out the video Practical Carp Fishing. Almost a full hour of pure tutorial about everything related to bottom fishing, carp fishing, boilies, natural baits, what a spot is, how to influence a spot, all of it. Absolutely essential if you want to understand how the game works. I'm going to keep going here, throwing in a few more bait mixes. I'd say I cast about 10 times, so we've got around 200 grams of ground bait at the spot. That should be good for tench fishing. And yes, we've also got grass carp here. So if you're using a smaller setup, be careful. They can pull hard and empty your spool real fast. If this was helpful, drop a like. Don't forget to subscribe. That really helps me out. And I'll see you in the next video or in the next live stream. Until then, tight lines.